Okay, let's talk about some new makeup releases today. There is so much good stuff releasing. I want to know your thoughts on all of the things that I'm going to mention today, even things that I don't mention today. I want to know if you are interested, if you're not interested. Let me know all of your thoughts down in the comments. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Rachel. And if you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back. Let's get to chatting about the new makeup releases. All of the releases that I talk about, I will link down in the description box below. Any information that I do have, Instagram accounts that I am pulling from, pricing, release dates, all that jazz. Okay, so the collection that I am the most excited about is the new Blend Bunny Cosmetics All Done Up collection. This, especially the eyeshadow palette, looks absolutely stunning. Now, if you've been here before, you know I love Blend Bunny Cosmetics, especially their matte formula. They do mostly really colorful palettes. They've done 3 rainbow-ish palettes in the past, and they've done a more neutral-leaning palette called the Dollhouse palette. I own all the palettes that they've released so far, but this one looks like right up my alley. It's definitely more neutral leaning. It is more curated and a little bit smaller. And the best part is the shimmers look light. I prefer lighter shimmers. Mid-tone shimmers are okay too, but these shimmers look exactly what I want and need. And of course, her matte formula is unbelievable. One of the best, truly one of the best. Bold, chic, wearable glam for any special occasion, complete with our signature deepest depth rose, perfect midtones, and beautiful light transition shades for a smoked out, ultra glam look for all. These shimmers are ultra sparkly in complementing tones and work amazingly with finger or brush for a pop of extra glam in your perfect glam blends. Mix and match or stay in the setup columns, and so it sounds stunning. I'm ready. I'm ready for that palette. I'm buying it. It's $36. It launches on October 15th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. She also, in that same collection, is coming out with new products. So she has some lip products. They're lip kits, I believe. Yeah, they're kits. So it's 1 lip cream and 1 lip liner for $22, also launching on 10/15. There are 4 shades. These look really pretty. I'm not sure that I'm gonna pick them up. I don't feel like any of the colors are especially calling to me, but they look fun. And if she releases more in the future, and if there's a color that calls to me, I will be interested in it. And also a gel liner with a brush as well. They're sold separately. The liner is $16, the brush is $8. So that's really exciting. I'm really happy that she's releasing new products, a completely different vibe in terms of a palette. I'm ready, I'm buying it. What about you? Are you interested? Another collection that I am kind of eyeing and I'm interested in and I'm intrigued is Scooby Doo and Glamlite are doing a collaboration. All we have really is like the picture of the PR box, the outside of it. We don't have any of the products as of the moment that I'm filming this video. But I'm definitely interested to see like what they're gonna come up with. I'm not a huge Scooby Doo fan, but I do enjoy Glamlite. I only own one of their palettes, but all of their recent releases really haven't called to me so much, so I haven't bought anything lately from the brand. So I am definitely interested in picking something up from the brand if the palette or the collection calls to me. So I'm staying tuned to see. What are your thoughts on this? Are you a big Scooby Doo fan? Are you excited? Do you not care? What are your thoughts? I wanna know. Okay, I thought this was really cool because this is a collaboration from a celebrity that totally makes sense to me. So RuPaul and Superdrug are releasing makeup products. So Superdrug is only in the UK, so this isn't going to be released in the United States, but I still wanted to mention it anyway. There are quite a few products in the collection. The Shantay You Stay 18 Shade Matte Eyeshadow Palette, the Chasse Away 18 Shade Matte Eyeshadow Palette, Supermodel Lip Duo, the Final Four Highlighter Palette, a little bit of Luscious Lipstick Trio, Eleganza Extravaganza Liquid Eyeshadow Trio, Give Your All gift set, and lookbooks. So this makes total sense to me. Obviously, RuPaul is a drag queen, so she wears makeup. And if anybody knows makeup, it's a drag queen. They really have to know their craft really well to make their looks look vibrant on stage. It's stage makeup. So I think this makes complete sense. I think if it was being released in the United States, I would be interested to pick it up. It seems like it's a drugstore brand, so I would love to see it in person. And it looks like it's mid-priced. I mean, it's 14 pounds for the eyeshadow palette, which I would say is like, what, $16 to $20 American. So that seems like a good drugstore price point. What are your thoughts on this? I think it's really fun, and I love that they're theming like the names off of RuPaul's Drag Race. I think that's really fun. So yeah, just thought I would mention it. Something that I'm not necessarily interested in, but I just wanted to mention it. So Half Magic Beauty is releasing single shadows. Interesting. So they come in their own little like egg carton, and they're also selling a magnetic palette if you want to buy that. So they're $12 each, which I think is, you know, it's a little pricey in my opinion, but a magical collection of sumptuous pigmented eyeshadows, each tucked away in a pocket-sized compostable compact. Mix and match to create a beauty colorscape that is uniquely you. Available in 3 finishes: silky mattes, glossy metallics, and crystal shimmers. Okay, and then the palette is $26. I think it's interesting that brands are starting to go towards the single shadow route. I am going to name another brand that's doing it as well. I think it's smart in the sense that sometimes when companies come out with big palettes, especially big palettes, I know many times people go, well, I won't really use half the shadows in this palette, or I only really like such and such color story. So I feel like it's good in the sense that you can customize and really curate your own palette. I think that makes total sense. For someone like me, I don't really think it appeals to me personally, because I love when a brand curates a color story for me, and I pretty much will use any color that exists in a palette. I'm not a huge fan of blues, but other than that, like, I'm open to using all colors, and I also have a YouTube channel, so there's that. But I think it's very interesting. I think it's a cool thing that people are able to really customize and curate their own color stories based on their preferences. I think it's great. I think it's great. So I'm not going to personally pick this up, but I just wanted to mention it if you were interested in it. And I love the green, like bright green packaging. So fun. The colors are neutral with pops of color, which that's cool. Like, it's going to appeal to several people. So yeah, I like that. Okay, this next collection, again, I'm not going to pick it up, but I think it looks really good. It actually looks way better than I thought it was going to. So Kylie Cosmetics is collaborating with Batman. And when they showed just the sneak peek pictures of just her face or whatever, and, you know, these little artistic pictures, I was like, okay, whatever, you know. I don't really buy from Kylie Cosmetics. Many of her products don't appeal to me. But now that they've released the actual photos of the collection, I think she did a really good job with the packaging. I think the color story is good. I think it fits the theme. And especially since she's going with more the comic book route, the color scheme fits. I really do think so. The highlighter with the embossing, with the bat logo, with the skyline looks so gorgeous. I think it looks really, really nice. Some lip glosses, an eyeshadow palette, looks like an eyeliner kit. I think she did a great job. It says that it's launching on the Kylie Cosmetics website on October 19th. I don't see any sort of pricing or anything like that, but I have to admit, I think it looks really nice. What do you think? I'm not really a Batman fan. I'm not a superhero fan, so I'm only speaking from like a outsider's perspective. I don't know anything about the actual IP. So if you are a Batman fan, do you think this lines up with Batman? I would love to know your thoughts. Okay, so ColourPop is coming out with a new collection called the Troublemaker Collection. I love the caption on their Instagram post, "Grungy emo Tumblr babes, this one is for you." You have my attention, ColourPop. So this collection is the Troublemaker 12-pan palette, the Lux Velvet Liquid Lips, 6 of them, and 6 Jelly Munch shadows. This palette looks really gorgeous. It's a cool toned palette with pops of pink. It looks like something I would really like. I'm not gonna pick this up though. I just feel like I have enough things in my collection right now and things that I am dying to get that I don't need to talk myself into it, but I will say it does look gorgeous. The Lux Velvet Liquid Lipsticks are pretty nice actually. I did get one in a ColourPop mystery box that I did open on camera a little while ago, and I've been enjoying it actually. It's a good liquid lipstick. It's more of that, like, obviously as the name would suggest, velvety type of liquid lipstick. It doesn't dry down completely. It's not like one of those super thin liquidy ones that's going to end up drying and making your lips look cracky and nasty. It is more of a comfortable liquid lipstick. Nevertheless, it is a liquid lipstick though, so if you don't like matte liquid lipsticks, you wouldn't like it. And the Jelly Mud shadows don't appeal to me. I've owned them in the past. I rarely reach for them and they dry out pretty quickly. So not my thing, but the palette looks really nice. I am tempted, but right now I've got too much on my plate. The collection does release on October 13th at noon CST. Nomad is also releasing single shadows. If you've been here before, you know Nomad is one of my absolute favorite indie brands, one of my favorite brands, period. They do collections based on destinations throughout the world. They do an incredible job with their packaging, with their theming, as well as their formulas. So now they are releasing single shadows as well as an empty magnetic palette. Everything that I said about the Half Magic Beauty applies here in the sense that I think it's great. They have a ton of colors throughout all of their palettes, and I know I've gotten a lot of comments on my videos saying like, oh, I wanted to buy this palette, but I wouldn't use this shade, this shade, this shade. So I think this is a great way to try out Nomad if you want to, but you haven't really been in love with any of their color stories. I highly suggest Nomad. Their formulas are so good, especially their mattes are so good. The magnetic palette holds up to 20 shadows. The price per shadow is $10, so less than the Half Magic Beauty one. I don't see a price for the palette itself. Okay, no, I said that wrong. Let me back it up. The palette holds 20 single shadows. It has a mirror and it's $10. Wow, that's really cheap for the palette. Okay. And the single shades are only $5 each. That's really good. There are 33 single shades available from the Monteverde and Hudson Valley palette. Got it. We will continue to introduce new shades from future launches. We don't have plans to release shades from older palettes as of now. Okay. And then they have little curated palettes if you want to get inspiration. So, wow, I think that is incredibly reasonable. So I would definitely suggest opting for the Nomad ones over the Half Magic Beauty, although I haven't used the Half Magic Beauty shadows, but yeah, that's great. I will link that down below. Okay, speaking of single shadows, yet another brand doing single shadows, this is Charlotte Tilbury. Listen. Hypnotizing Pop Shots is what they're called. $34 each. I personally, this is my opinion, okay? Just my opinion. If you have a different opinion than me, that's okay. I would not be spending $34 on a single shadow. I personally would never reach for a shadow enough to justify the $34 price point. I have far too many eyeshadow palettes in my collection that pretty much anything I feel like that this is going to offer, I have something similar to it that I could dupe it out with. And I'm just not a single shadow person. I'm just not. Like I already said before, I really only reach mostly for palettes. So not for me. There are 7 shades. And then also she's coming out with a Pillow Talk Crystal Dimension Multi-Chrome Liner. So this is also in trend, $32. These are all, I guess, all available now. And then her big like holiday chest of beauty stars with a whole bunch of stuff in it. These are all available now. I will link them down below if you're interested. A brand that was on my list of brands I wanted to try this year, I did do a video at the end of last year. I can link it down below if you're interested. Brands I want to try in the year 2022. And one of the brands was Kimchi Chic. Kimchi is releasing another eyeshadow palette, and this one does not appeal to me at all. So it is the Holy Fairytale Mega Palette, $40. It's a 40-pan palette, mattes and shimmers with a pastel fairy and cottage core concept. Also $6 for a fairy-themed stencil. First of all, this palette is just way too big for me personally, and it's way too mid-tone to light. I like palettes that go from light to deep typically, especially if there's this many shades. I would like just one deepening up shade would be great. And I feel like there's way too many repeat shades in this. This could have been condensed down way more. I know though, like from people in my real life that aren't like makeup maniacs, they really enjoy big palettes. I feel like maybe they feel like they're getting their money's worth or whatever if they're getting a whole bunch of shades. How do you feel about big palettes? I don't love them unless they're really, really well thought out color stories. When it's just a bunch of pastel shades thrown onto a palette, I'm turned off by that and I just don't vibe with it personally, but I don't know. I'm more of like a 9 to 12 pan palette person, or even smaller. Like I like quads, I like 5-pan palettes, stuff like that. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on this. It's just not for me. It is available now though. I will link it down below. This palette looks absolutely gorgeous. This is the new Bella Beauty Bar and Brittany Huffman palette. It is an 18 pan duo multi-chromes, shimmers, and mattes for $59. So this is another gives me the same vibe like the cover, like fairy tales, rainbows, stuff like that. But this is, in my opinion, way more of a curated color story. We've got light to deep, we've got mattes, we've got shimmers, we've got different textures. This palette looks really, really pretty. Am I gonna pick it up? I don't know. I don't think so. I definitely want to try the brand. I've heard amazing things about the brand. It is launching on October 18th. This looks really, really stunning. I love the cover as well. It looks like it's holographic or something like that. I think I'm gonna skip out on this one, but it does look really gorgeous. Okay, I haven't done one of these videos in quite a while, so this did come out not super recently, but I did want to mention it. So Lethal Cosmetics and Teresa is Dead is collaborating for a second time, and they came out with the Teresa is Lethal collection. In the collection, we have a 9-pan palette. It retails for $39 American. There are 2 shimmery blushes for $15.50 each, 2 duochrome highlighters for $20 each, and 2 gel liners for $15.50 each. It did release on Friday, September 30th, and I bought the eyeshadow palettes. I did already use it once. I did create a reel on my Instagram. You should follow me over on Instagram if you're not already. I do post a lot of looks that I create. So I have the palette right here. I used it once, like I said, and my experience was absolutely awesome. This color story is really fun. It's really like extraterrestrial, which is what she was going for, but it's also soft at the same time. I think she did an unbelievable job. I've never used Lethal Cosmetics before, and I love, especially the mattes are so, so good. I am going to upload pretty soon after another look with this palette on my YouTube channel, so stay tuned for that if you're interested. Did you pick up the collection? I would love to know. I only picked up the palette just because I don't really use gel liners, and the Chic products just weren't something that I really needed right now, but she did an awesome job. I love Teresa. She is absolutely freaking hilarious. If you don't follow her, you should. I mean, you probably do, right? You should. She is like a comedian / makeup reviewer. She's so good. So I wanted to support Teresa, and the palette's gorgeous. I'm so excited to keep using it. All right, and that is it for this new makeup releases video. With these videos, because I don't do them weekly, I really only try to mention things that are like noteworthy to me, things that I'm interested in, things that I want to talk about. But I would love to know if there's anything that I didn't talk about that you are interested in, or anything that I did talk about that you're interested in. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And it's okay if we disagree. It's totally okay. Let's just be respectful to each other in the comments. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot when you do that. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe before you leave. I do upload videos weekly, both beauty and fashion videos, and I would love to see you back on my channel again. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.